Hello? Can everyone hear me now? Hello? Okay. That's very good. I'm very sorry. I'm using my iPad at the moment. I realized that okay, that's good. That's good. I'm comforted at the moment. I was a little bit frustrated about the whole thing and what to do, what am I going to do, stuff like that. Well, as you can see, this is my iPad. I don't know how it's going to play out, but the class is going to be about business strategy. And I already prepared a very wonderful slides for the entire course. I've decided to take it as a complete course from start to finish. And as you will be able to notice, so let me try to go back to the first slide, and I don't know how that works. Okay, I hope everyone had the opportunity to go through the case, the foundation case, which I sent to everyone to be able to have a base on which we can build the entire course. Now, this course will be very different from the other ones we have done over the past, and because I'm going to take the complete course from the very definition of the word business strategy or strategy and right up to the analysis and everything, so you can be able to apply them in real life. So, but before I start, I didn't have the opportunity to greet most of you after a very long time. And some people sent a lot of emails and asked where I was and when I was coming back. And here I am. I'm back. So I hope we are going to have a nice time together. So I can see Mohammed Tariq, thank you so much for your support. And Pio is there, and Satinder is there, Amna is also there, Rama Krishnan, and Abdul Rauf, and Prabha, and well, I'm so excited to see most of you. The Shri Raj, I think. I hope I got it right, Shiraj. Sarifa is also just saying hi and it's coming in. And well, I am so excited. You cannot imagine how I feel after a very long time. Well, I didn't really. Some students sent some emails and queries asking where Mr. Jude went to, if I'm not going to take classes again. Well, I didn't actually turn my back on you. I was working on a project, and that project took a lot of my time. So it was very difficult for me to manage both activities at the same time. So I decided to take a break and then finish up with the project before I come back and continue. I have a passion for teaching, so thank you so much for your confidence. And I saw the wonderful emails some of you sent, and I felt like maybe I was actually doing something good. Okay, let's get back to class. What do you understand by business strategy? Just tell me what you think. Forget about what I wrote on the screen. So when you hear the word business strategy, what comes to your mind? Yeah, Rafiq, it's good to meet you too. Okay, Jagadish says planning, and Prabha says long-term planning. Okay. What else? Anyone has something to say about strategy? What comes to your mind? What is the first thing that, yeah, Sarifa says business structure, okay, and Pio says how to take the business to a success. Okay, and Rekshi says business tricks. Wow, sounds very lofty. And Abdul Rauf says business planning. Well, I think you've got lots of ideas. Oh, let's see, something's still coming up. Satinder says, is it maybe to make business success and make it bigger in the market? Okay. And Munir says business planning, and well, I think you've got an idea of what business strategy is. But let's go into some details. Now, what are we going to do in this course? Now, this is the plan on your screen. We're going to cover each and every aspect of this course as I try to outline them. We're going to look at what is business strategy and strategic analysis. We're going to look at both of them. We're also going to look at operations, strategy formulation. We're going to look at analyzing the competition, then analyzing the business environment, and then Porter's 5 forces, which we have done in the past, but we didn't do it in a very coherent and manner. So this time around, we're going to fit every brick in their right position, so we come up with something big. And then we're going to look at capabilities analysis. We're going to look at competitive life cycle analysis, and then strategy maps, diversification matrices, and managing uncertainty. Now, by the time we complete this particular course, I'm very confident that most of you will be able to start your own business or turn your existing business around, or maybe play a very different role to your present employer, wherever you are. Okay, let's move on. In the next slide, I try to, split the course into different chunks and bits and pieces. So the first unit, which we're going to try to look at today, is the very first one. What is business strategy and strategic analysis? So the objective of this particular question, or to understand what business strategy is and what strategic analysis is, we're going to try to define strategy and then compare and contrast strategy and business strategy and strategic analysis. Then we're also going to provide an example of what is not business strategy. Sometimes to be able to define something or to know what something is, the easier way, well, not in all cases, is to look at what that thing isn't, what it is not. And then we're going to predict the outcome when an organization creates a product or service that matches or imitates a competitor's products or services. Is imitating the competitor a valid strategy? That is what I see around in most of the cases, and I'm sure most of you have experienced this as well, where a company is trying to copy another company or copy, a particular product which is from another company. And is that a strategy? Is that a good strategy? We're going to look at that as well. And we're going to define operational effectiveness, or OE. And then in addition to efficiency, we're going to list other factors that are part of operational efficiency. And we're going to describe two ways businesses can achieve operational efficiency, and then define terms, the term fit. Most of us use it, and this is going to be a very professional course as well. So we're going to be able to define the term fit. And then the benefit of a close, strong fit in relation to business strategy, and then compare and contrast the 3 types of fits. So I don't know if our plan sounds very, enthusiastic to you. It does to me. And well, you guys say yes, that's thanks anyway, and I'm here to do that. Okay, the first thing is defining strategy. I asked you what strategy is, and then most of you try to give your own definitions. And but if you look at the simple definition which I put on the screen, first of all, defining strategy is not very simple. It's not very easy, like most people think. So defining or definitions are generally quite simple and straightforward. You just put a few words together and then something comes out of it. When someone is asked to define a word, they give a few easily, understood words to closely or clearly describe what the word to be defined is, or does, or means. So this unit, however, is going to be different. It begins with what appears to be a simple question: what is strategy? This is going to become something very big and complex throughout the entire course. And the reason for this the length and the complex nature of this particular definition is because to define strategy, we need to look at the term, the concept, from many different angles and perspectives. So we've passed the stage where someone asks you what is strategy, you just give a simple answer. By the end of this chapter, we're going to look at the different angles through which we can, perceive what strategy really is. And now, after that said, the case study which I gave, I hope everyone had a copy. I think most of you said yes. So can someone just tell us what do you understand is going on in the case? In that case, can someone just say something about it? What is going on? What is it that is going on? Oh, PO didn't get it. The student affairs was supposed to send it to everyone. I gave the case to them to send to everyone. Well, PO, I'm sorry to hear that. But those who got the case, what do you make out of the case? It's just one page and a few lines of the second page. What do you make out of the case? And Prabha didn't get it as well? Wow. Well, it's like many people didn't get it. Okay, what I'm going to do, we cannot understand what strategy really is if we don't have a foundation on which we can build this course. That is a very short literature which I shared with you, on which we can, be able to develop the course and have a better understanding of what it is all about. And let me see. Okay, Satinder had the case and says a young boy who just finished his studies in business and he wants to own his own business and make it bigger. Well, that's a general idea. That's very good. I'm going to put it on the screen now, and you just take a look at it and let's see. Okay, that is it on the screen. Is it big enough? Can everyone see it? Okay, you want me to zoom it again more? Is it better now or it's too big? Okay, let me go one step down. Is it okay now? Okay, fine. So let's just, it's better for us to understand the case before we move forward, and you're really going to appreciate it at the end of it. So let me just read it through. Henry, a bright, eager man of 26 and a recent graduate from a university MBA program, is very excited. And why is he excited? He has decided to start his own business. He has the help of family members and the local bank to get the new venture up and running, but being new to the world of business, he wants to be sure he has all of his bases covered. He decides to call on Kirit Gupal. You say Gupal or Gupal? Well, I hope I got it right. It's an Indian name. An old friend and mentor who actually taught Henry's basic accounting class at the university. Now the two of them met for coffee, and Henry enthusiastically shares his plans for the new business. Kirit is pleased. Okay, let me take it down. So where am I? Okay, Kirit is pleased for his young friend, but he appears dubious and begins to ask a few questions. That all sounds excellent, Henry. It seems like you have a good product and some sound marketing ideas. I do indeed, replied Henry. We are going to take the market by storm. Well, you can get the excitement in his voice. That's good, Kirit replies. What's your overall business strategy? Now the question comes. Okay, let's hear what Henry says. Well, I mean, I've done the costing and we should be able to make a very healthy profit after just a few months, Henry says, still with a good deal of enthusiasm and belief. So you have a business plan in place? Kirit asks, to which Henry nods his affirmation. That's fine, Kirit says, but what is your strategy? Didn't I just tell you? Henry asked, feeling uncertain for the first time. You told me you have a business plan. That's not the same thing. Let me put it another way, or in another way. What kind of market position are you hoping to achieve? Oh, well, I think we could be the market leader within few years, Henry declares. I've got an advertising campaign all ready to go, and we are using the most modern technology available for production, so our costs are going to be kept at minimum. Well, sounds very interesting. That's all well and good, Kirit says, but it's still not a business strategy. In fact, it's not even close. It's not. It's not. Henry is starting to feel more uncertain and worried. My young friend, I think you have the basis for a very good idea, but you have certainly not put a strategy in place. Why don't you go do some research and come back to me in a few weeks or two, in a week or two, and we'll discuss it again, okay? Kirit suggests. Sure, that would be great, Henry says with some of his enthusiasm returning. I mean, hey, strategy, how complicated could it be? Kirit smiles, nods and says knowingly, well, we'll see, my friend, we'll see. Now, when you hear the story of Henry and Kirit, what comes to your mind? Now, most of you were supposed to go through the case, which you probably didn't go through, not because you didn't want to, but because some of you didn't have a copy of the case. So what is the problem? Can someone tell us what the problem is? Well, Jadidish lost the connection, and then let's hear what Prabha says. He does not have proper strategy, okay? Can't put back last slides. Okay, well, we've already... Anyway, in the conversation, you know, when others try to share, you can just kind of try to understand what the whole idea is all about. Okay, let's see what Samo says. He does not know what is strategy. Good. Anyone else with a point of view? And Hima says he doesn't have a strong basis for starting a business. Well, that's also good. That's also true. But I think you already have the finance and the other things. Anyway, that's important. There is something in what you've said which I think I'm going to use it in the next slides to come. And then Rekshi says he is willing to start a business without a clear vision and plan. That sounds very true. And Shiraj says he doesn't know what to do, when to do, and how to do. Yeah, that sounds very, it's like you play a lot with the words, and what sounds interesting to listen. And then Bindu says market strategy means proper market research and study and plan to implement. And Prabha says very new to business, first time taking hand on marketing, and well, okay. You've got the whole idea about this gentleman and what he's going through. Now, most of you are in the same situation. Is that true? Most of you find yourself in the same situation. Few of you might be, more advanced. Maybe you have a better understanding of strategy. But the majority of the students, or the majority of you find yourself in the same situation. You want to start a business, but you don't have a strategy. Now, you don't have a strategy, not that you don't want to have a strategy, but because you don't even know what a strategy is. Now, look at Henry. He's excited. He has a marketing plan and production, everything laid out, but he doesn't know what a strategy is. If he knew what a strategy was, at least he would have had one, because he knew what marketing is, and he did a very good job in putting a good marketing plan in place. So in this, by the time we finish this particular course, which is going to run for about a month, I think, you will have a real good background on what strategy is, and I'm sure you will be able to transform. If you already own a business, your business will take a different turn. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So what is strategy? So it is certainly not possible to define strategy in a few short words, at least not for such a way, like a dictionary. We can't just define strategy like that. Once you understand the true meaning of strategy, and what distinguishes a good strategy from a bad one, what follows is going to be less complex. You see, Henry is going to find himself at the moment in a very complex situation, but once you understand the true meaning of what a strategy is and what it is not, or what a good strategy is and what a bad strategy is, you should be able to find it very easy to come up with a very good strategy. I think they're asking me if I can add the time. Do you want me to extend the class, or you want us to carry it forward tomorrow? Because the class tomorrow will run from 6 to 7, and I am sure I will be using my new computer. Well, that's a MacBook Pro. I just got it, but I didn't want to use it because I didn't know how I'm going to manipulate. And so, but if you want us to extend the class, we can extend it. But if you want us to take it tomorrow from 6 to 7, and my class through to the 31st of this month will be from 6 p.m. in UAE or Arabian time to 7, because 7 to 8 and 8 to 9 has already been taken by the other teachers. But from next month, from the 1st of next month, I'm going to try to shift it to 8 to 9 so most people can attend. So I hope we'll be able to, try and make the efforts to attend from 6 to 7 just for this month, But from next month, I'm going to make it in a way that more people can attend from around after work and stuff like that. Well, since we have already had the background, the very basic, the foundation, we've seen how this young man is very confused, and most of you find yourself in the same situation. My job and IMTS's job is to bring you out of that situation. And yeah, 8 to 9 is better, but unfortunately, the other teachers have taken 8 to 9 till the 31st of this month. So maybe just bear with me. Some of you close work at 6 o'clock. Maybe you can just add 1 extra hours at work before you go home. Because maybe it's also a little bit of advantage for you. If you go home, maybe some distraction here and there. But just for this month, that's not an excuse for my part. I'm going to try to have the classes from 6 to 7 till the 1st of this month. And from the 1st of next month, I will take the slot maybe from 7 to 8. Because the student affairs manager told me 7 to 8 is still available. So I might take 7 to 8. And or like some of you said, I'll try to see if I can take the 8 to 9 slot. So I apologize for the technical hitch, but I have come this time fully and ready to rock and roll with you in our web classes. So I hope you're happy to see me because I'm very excited to be back. Okay, thank you so much, and if you have any questions, you can send to me at jude@imts.com. So thank you so very much, and thanks for your understanding. And you know I'm not a very good IT person, so as I keep struggling around, and I know you're there to support me. So tomorrow the class is going to be from 6 to 7, so I hope everyone is going to try to be there, because if you miss the classes for this month, you must have missed a lot in the strategy, the business strategy, which I don't think we'll be able to do the revision next month. So try as much. I know it's going to be hard, but just try to squeeze and make out time to attend the class from 6 to 7, just for this month. And from next month, you won't make that sacrifice again. So thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Okay, Fahad, I didn't hear you for so long. Okay. Well, that's it, and I hope tomorrow. Please send your questions so when I come back to the class tomorrow, I can start by answering or addressing some of the questions. So send it to jude@iimts.com. Okay, good night and have a wonderful evening. Let me put the email again there on the screen. Somebody's asking. It's Jude.